Attention please, all rise. Lawrence County Municipal Court's now in session. The Honorable Donald R. Capper presiding. All those having business before the court draw near and you shall be heard. God bless the great state of Ohio and this honorable court. You may be seated.
Good morning. Today is the 27th day of December. I'm Judge Capper. We have several reviews to do, so if you're here for that, you're going to have your name called, come up to the table to the right, reviewing your progress on your case. All reviews.
Jeanette Boyd, Leroy Campbell, Jeffrey Collins, Stephen Carmen, David Denoff, Devon Early, Trevor Hodge, Casey J. Jackson.
Okay, it looks like Ms. Boyd's case number 20-2482 made a payment right before Christmas. And it looks like that finishes things off. Okay, your case is completed.
Thank you.
Good. You're welcome. Leroy Campbell. Is that RRS?
Your Honor, if you could recall this, I think he's just running late.
Okay. Do you recall later in the docket? He's compliant with RRS?
Yes, sir.
All right, Jeffrey Collins is on teleconference.
Yes, sir.
All right, case number 15606, 191082, 19304, 241521, and you're just paying off your fines. Do you have a payment today?
I get paid today, sir. Otherwise, I'll pay it as soon as I get off work.
Okay, and you're going to do it online?
Yes, sir.
How much?
30.
I'm going to set your next review for January 31st of next year.
Thank you, Your Honor.
9 o'clock. You're welcome.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Is that it? You know what?
You're free to go.
All right, thank you.
Stephen Carmen, case number 222038. Stephen Carmen.
Your Honor, can we try to call this a little bit later? I'm not sure if he's here yet.
Okay. And he's compliant?
Yes, he's compliant.
All right, I'll recall it later in the docket. David Denoff, 1915-17. David Denoff.
Yes.
All right. David Denoff, you're appearing by teleconference. Okay, you did make a payment on Christmas Eve.
Right.
You've got community service to do too.
Okay.
Where are you living now?
I'm still at Red River in Oregon.
Oh, you're in Oregon. Okay, well, you need to do some volunteer work with a known charity out there and get me a report from them on their letterhead about the number of hours you've done. You have to do 30 hours. That was what was ordered.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll set you for January 31st also, and you can appear by teleconference.
Okay, thank you. Is that it?
That's it.
Thank you.
Davin Erie, case number 18-1954. Okay, he has done 2 days community service, that's it, no fines paid. He still has community service left, hasn't appeared, so there'll be a bench warrant for failure to appear. Trevor Hodge, 2378 and 79. Is that RRS?
Your Honor, he's compliant with us, and he's also compliant with the quick response team.
Okay. Okay, it's a good report. And he has done some community service since did Christmas Eve, looks like.
Yes, sir.
Community service. So that finished your community service. If you want to do more extra community service, that'll go toward your fine, or you can pay. So I'll give you both options. All right, I'll give you a new review hearing date, and I'm going to go into February for yours. February 10th will be your next review hearing. February 10th at 9 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good job. Casey Jackson, 22-510, 22-165, also at RRS.
Your Honor, he's also being supervised by Common Police Court.
Okay. So my summary on this is he's making progress, but he's still got stuff he's working on.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you still owe some, you did your community service, you still owe court costs and fines, it looks like you got to work on it. Can you make any payment on that? Are you working yet, or?
No, not yet.
He's not working yet.
Okay, all right, well, we can wait. I'll set you for February 10th also. February 10th of next year, 9 o'clock is your next hearing.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Kathy Knight, Brittany Smith, Matthew Smith, Donald Sowers III, Stephen L. Stanley, Joseph R. Thompson, Kayla Thompson, Holly R. Wingate, Randy Rochelle Woods.
Is that all of them? Kathy Knight,
Yeah,
24-147.
yeah.
Okay. You just have to pay fines, and you were going to Bethesda, are you still there, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
When I can go home?
Is Taylor here?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, let's get her in here with the report. Okay, while we're waiting on her, we'll do some of the others. Brittany Smith. Okay, this is the one that Mr. Quinn spoke to me about. He says you're doing well. You've got some issues getting out for community service. I can wait on that while you continue with your treatment. So continue on with what you're doing. See you back on January 31st. Is your next hearing. 9 o'clock, January 31st.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Kathy Knight is with Bethesda. It says you're doing well, but there's still things you're working on. How do you feel about it? What do you think? Think we
when
do
I go
better?
home? She said, do you know when I can go home?
Well, when they say you've finished your treatment. And they haven't told me that yet. In fact, the report says that could be a problem. I'm going to guess problems at home that could lead you to relapse. I mean, that's a pretty common thing. So let's keep, you just started, you're doing really well, let's keep doing what you're doing. Okay. January 31st will be your next hearing. 9 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Matthew Smith is here. Paying on fines, 12,627, 14,665, 14,553, 15,457, 21,692. Can you make any payment on your fine?
Yes, sir.
How much are you paying?
30.
All right. See the clerk, make your payment, and January 31st will be your next hearing.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Donald Sowers. And you're at ODP, correct?
No, I graduated.
I've got, Brianna sent me a report, she's not gonna be here today.
I'm an outpatient.
Completed ODP, compliant with, you're going to outpatient at Ashland? Okay, she says you're compliant with what you need to do there. And I'm showing you still owe your community service and $2 on your fine.
Yeah.
When can you get your community service done?
I just started a new job. I'm working 412s at swing shift, so I'll have to.
Okay, well, get out here on one of your days off and start getting it done.
How many hours do I have?
30.
Okay.
So 5 days basically will do it.
Okay.
Do you know what your work schedule is so I can schedule it on a day off for your next hearing?
I'm off the next 4 days, get back Tuesday. So, I mean, I can do it. It's just every 4 days I work 4 days and off 4 days.
Okay. Well, I'm going to set it more than a month out. Do you know what your schedule would be in mid-February?
Yeah.
When would you be off? Can you look at a calendar and tell me? So I'm looking at the 10th or the 14th, one of those, or we can go a different day if it works better. I don't want to interrupt your work.
The 14th.
14th's good?
Yeah.
Okay, your next hearing is February 14th at 9 o'clock.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Stephen Stanley, 24,152. Making payments toward restitution. You made a payment the 1st of December.
Yes, sir.
Are you making a payment today? Or?
No.
Okay. I'll set your next hearing for is it better for you the 1st of the month?
It doesn't matter, however.
February 7th is your next hearing. February 7th, 9 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Joseph Thompson, 2318.
Yes, sir.
All you got left is 1 day of community service is what I'm showing.
Your Honor, he turned it in this morning, and I updated it in the computer, but it probably isn't updated.
Okay, it looked appropriate then?
Yes.
All right, your case is completed, sir. You're free to go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Kayla Thompson, 24,792. Kayla Thompson. 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 24,7 is the one I did get a report on her. Yeah, she left OVP against medical advice, and she hasn't appeared today, so she gets a warrant for failure to appear and for leaving treatment. Holly Wingate, 24704. And I have a report on you too. Completed recovery center compliant with outpatient at Huntington. Very good.
Your Honor, I stopped at Facing Food Hunger Bank, and they told me to come back January the 2nd after the first of the year to start community service.
Okay. Is that the place you've approved?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, very good. I'll set your next hearing for February 14th. February 14th is your next review hearing at 9 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Brandy Woods, 06222-24301.
Oh, sorry. It's just omelet.
Okay.
Your Honor, I have a note also. This was ordered on 11/18 to have some community service done before the next hearing, and she has not been here.
Well, I came here Saturday and I was like 10 minutes late because of a blue tire.
That is correct. I had 4 people come in late on Saturday, and I didn't.
I'll be here tomorrow at 7:40 in the morning.
Okay.
I apologize.
All right, we got you down for tomorrow. I'll set your next hearing for January 31st,
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
9 o'clock.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That finishes the reviews. We're going to start the arraignments next. Anyone out in the hall that has an arraignment needs to come in now.
Right.
We have an arraignment. Please step in the courtroom now. Arraignment.
Arraignments are what the first hearing is called on a criminal charge, or if you missed a hearing or have a warrant that you want withdrawn, it'll be called up with the arraignment. So if that's the case and you haven't checked in, you'll need to go check in with the clerk so they'll know you're here. When your name's called, come up to the table to your right. You don't have to say anything during the hearing. You have a right to remain silent. But what you do say, it's all on the record. So if you admit something that's damaging about your case to you, the state can use it against you. So you have a right to not say anything, to talk to a lawyer, to have one appointed if you can't afford one, to have bail, and to make the state prove any charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt. If you enter a guilty plea or no contest plea, those rights I just explained, you're waiving. You should not do that if you don't understand the proceedings, if you don't know what to do, if you want a trial, if you want to talk to a lawyer. Enter a not guilty plea, because that's always the safest plea to enter. It preserves your rights. Call the first case.
State of Ohio versus Sarah Dixon, case number CRB 24806.
Sarah Dixon. Sarah Dixon was cited to be in court today at 9 a.m. has failed to appear, so there'll be a warrant issued for failure to appear.
State of Ohio versus Anthony Robliski. Case number TRD 182468.
Is it Robliski?
Robliski.
This is an old case. Looks like you had some sort of traffic matter here, driving under suspension, a from back in 2018, got a warrant issued in 2019 for failure to appear on a review. And I suspect he's in treatment now, wants to straighten this stuff up.
That's correct, Your Honor. He was incarcerated whenever he was supposed to show up for his court date with you
Okay.
guys. When he came in, he's been with us since December 5th. I didn't know he was going to come in front of you today or I would have had a report. But he's done really well and he just wanted to get all of his legal matters taken care of.
Okay, I'll withdraw the warrant then, because he's came in today. Are you court ordered to Shawnee, or you do it on your own?
He is from Gallia County.
Okay. All right, what we'll do then, it looks like what you had, you just had a fine, it looks to me like. Fine and court costs, and now you have a warrant fee. I'll set it up for review hearings. What's his time frame that he'll be with you for?
We're not sure yet. It's just going to be whatever his counselors recommend for him. So it might be another 90 days. It might be another...
It's going to be at least a month.
Yeah,
right?
it's going to be a minute.
Let's set it up in February then. I'll make it February 3rd as your next hearing. I encourage you to, get in recovery. And if you do that, then all you have to do is take care, I won't give you any additional penalty, just take care of what you already have.
Yes, sir.
Eventually, you can either pay it, or if you can do community service, I will give you credit toward your fine by doing community service.
Okay.
You can do it down there in Portsmouth. All right, any questions? February 3rd at 9 o'clock will be your next hearing.
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Raphael Sanders, case number CRB 24620.
All right, this is set for a review hearing today, and he had been at OVP. So,
Your Honor, if I may, he was asked to do a urine screen this morning.
yeah,
He had just came out of the restroom whenever we asked him to do it.
okay. All right, that was my note from the last time I wanted to do a urine screen. So, what works you do a urine screen today?
I have group therapy on the 9th of this month, January, but for LVP, because they haven't called me or told me my schedule or anything, and they just
Okay,
talked to
we'll
me.
get that straightened out too, but first I want you to do a urine screen. So,
Okay,
we'll recall you after we get the results.
all right.
Okay, we've got some more arraignments coming, but their paperwork's not ready, so we're going to go to some of the pre-trials again. Okay, we have another arraignment to do right now.
State of Ohio versus Michael Murphy, case number CRB 24823.
All right, you're Michael Murphy.
Yes, sir.
The bail serving you with a copy of the charge filed against you. It's a domestic violence complaint. It alleges that at Fayette Township on December 26th, you knowingly caused or tried to cause physical harm to Jeffrey Arnold. And that Jeffrey Arnold is either a member of your family or lives in your household. That's a first-degree misdemeanor, carries a maximum penalty of 6 months in jail and a $1,000 fine. Were you here when I explained the rights of defendants? Do you have any questions about your rights? How do you usually plead to the charge?
Not guilty.
You want a lawyer appointed to represent you?
Yes, please.
Do you have a job?
I do.
What do you do?
I'm an assistant to interior designer.
Are you paid by the hour? How much per hour?
$11.
40 hours a week?
No,
Less than that? Or?
just 20.
Okay. You're eligible for court-appointed counsel then. I'll appoint Tyler Smith to represent you, so you're recommended. You're not guilty plea. What's the state's position on bond for Mr. Murphy?
State would not oppose an OR bond.
He actually posted a bond, I missed that. He's got a He's got a surety bond up.
We need to discuss the issue of a protection order. We're going to request one until such time as that alleged victim would say otherwise. So we'd like to know if they have any reason to be around the children.
You live with Jeffrey Arnold, or?
No.
You can stay away from him then? Okay. I'm going to enter what's called a protection order. That's just to ensure that there's no further allegations of a problem. So you're not to go around Jeffrey Arnold, don't contact him, don't post things about him, stay away.
Yes, sir.
And I could do really the 13th of January, or 24th is pretty busy, but the 13th or after of January is good.
I can do the 6th, wait, is that a holiday?
Martin Luther King Day is the 20th, so we do have court on the 21st.
Okay.
That's a Tuesday.
Okay, let's do the 21st. I'm not here on the 13th.
Okay, 21st. January 21st will be the next hearing. It'll be a pretrial, and it'll be at 10 a.m. Not guilty pleas in it. Okay, now we'll start the pretrial.
State of Ohio versus Kirkland Hampton, case number CRB 24717.
This is Attorney Roger Smith's case. It was set on the 23rd. On Monday, which was Monday, and here's Mr. Hampton is not here, he's here today.
Yes, Judge, I was informed he did show up today. This is a case the prosecutor's going to look into. I don't know where we stand as far as looking into it.
Your Honor, one of the elements of this charge of failure to disclosing the information has to do with, when the law enforcement has some reason to suspect that that person has knowledge of the crime or is part of the crime. But I think in this situation, this young man was just walking along the road. He was in the neighborhood of where this incident happened, but there's no indication in that file of that other case that he was a witness or anything, or a suspect. In fact, they ended up getting the suspect, charging him. So I don't think that we should pursue this charge.
You're going to
Yes, Your Honor.
No objection, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't set for today.
Okay.
State of Ohio versus Christopher Casella, case number PRC 24-2500, PRD 24-2490.
This is Attorney Tyler Smith's case, and it's set as a pretrial today.
Your Honor, I've talked with the state a little bit on this one. I think we're going to need a little more time. I've got the video, I've got the discovery now, so I'd like to go over everything and then maybe come back.
Okay. Do you want to do that 21st date?
That's fine, Your Honor.
Next hearing, defendant's request is for January 21st for another pretrial at 10 o'clock.
Your Honor, we're ready for the Lawrence County Jail.
Okay, we have some hearings we're going to do by teleconference with the jail.
State of Ohio versus Jeffrey J. Arnold, case number CRA 24821. Trevor Dement is on deck.
This is the cross.
Sir, you Jeffrey J. Arnold?
You didn't?
I think I'm not getting your audio. It must be turned off on the headset.
Who did it to me?
hear me, Mr. Arnold?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, now you're coming through.
This is the cross phone.
All right, I'm Judge Capper at the Lawrence County Municipal Court, which is located in Chesapeake. This is what's called your arraignment hearing, the purpose of which is to tell you what the charges are and set bond, take a plea, that sort of thing. You have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything today, but what you do say is being recorded. It's all on the record, so if you admit something, it can be used against you later. You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed if you can't afford one, to have bail, and to make the state prove the charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand those things?
Yes, sir.
The charge filed against you is domestic violence. It alleges that at Fayette Township on December 26th, you knowingly caused or tried to cause physical harm to Michael Murphy, who I think we already arraigned him. He was here earlier. And that Michael is either a member of your family or a member of your household. So that's what makes it a domestic violence charge. The maximum penalty is 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. Do you understand the charge?
Yeah, yes, sir.
And do you have any questions about your rights?
No.
How do you,
Not at the moment.
how do you wish to plead to this charge?
Not guilty.
Do you want a lawyer appointed to represent you?
I'm sorry?
Do you want a lawyer appointed to represent you?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a job?
Yes, sir.
What do you do?
I work for IBEX.
I didn't understand what you said. Can you repeat that?
I work for IBEX. I work at home for a customer service position.
Are you paid by the hour?
Yes.
How much per hour?
15.
How many hours a week?
Full-time 40.
40?
Yes.
Okay. Now I have to determine your gross annual income, so you're making about $30,000 a year, maybe a little bit more than that. Is that right? Gross?
Roughly. Yes, roughly.
Do you have any dependents? Do you have any children or anyone you're supporting?
No. I mean, I have older sister, but that's about it.
I didn't understand the last thing.
I'm not really like dependent, but I do help out like my sister here and there.
Your sister?
Yeah.
Okay. How old is your sister?
She's older, but she has a kid, so I kind of like help her out with the kid and everything.
Are they living with you?
Well, they live in Huntington, where I was living in South Point, so they live across the bridge, so. But I will be moving in with them, yes.
Okay. And you haven't bonded out. Did you try to bond out?
Yeah, I tried to call some people, yeah.
And weren't able to?
Yeah, I can't get hold of them because I don't know like numbers, and I don't think the number I have is the right number for them. I'm not sure.
Okay. What's the state's position on bond?
The state's not opposed to an OR bond at this point. We would want to make sure that even though Mr. Murphy indicated that they wouldn't have to be together or around each other, we want to make sure that that's true.
All right, Mr. Murphy has already been arraigned, and he said the two of you don't live together and he can stay away from you. Do you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm going to order you stay away from him also. So you don't go around him, don't contact him, don't post anything about him.
Okay.
And I'm going to go ahead and appoint a lawyer for you, Roger Smith. I'll appoint to represent you. He's here in the room. He's going to want a phone number from you. Do you
Yes.
Do you know your phone number?
Yeah, I know mine, yeah.
Okay. A lot of people don't even know
That's
that.
true.
Okay, give Mr. Smith your phone number.
My number would be 248-238-2190.
Okay, and I think I set the other case for the 21st.
I'm not going to be here that day. I've got a trial in front of Judge Farrell.
Okay, can we change both Mr. Murphy's case to another date when?
Sure, that's, what days do you have?
That's the one day in January I can't do. I could do any other date in January.
24th is pretty busy, so let's stay away from that. How about the 27th of January? Are you available then?
I am that day.
Okay. All right, Mr. Arnold, I'm setting your next hearing 1 month from today, so that's January 27th.
Okay.
For, it's called a pretrial. Do you know where the court is in Chesapeake?
I know where Chesapeake is, yeah.
Okay, well, it's on County Road 1 across from the flea market. And that's where you gotta be on January 27th at 10 o'clock for a pretrial conference. I'm gonna let you sign a signature bond of $1,000, and what that means is, as long as you come to court, you don't have to pay the $1,000. If you don't come to court, you get a warrant, and then you're ordered to pay the $1,000 that secured your appearance. So just come to court, you don't have to worry about posting money. I'm also worrying that you stay away from Mr. Murphy.
Yes, sir.
Don't go around and contact him or post anything about it. All right, any questions?
No, Judge. Mr. Arnold, when you get out, it'll be next week. My secretary will call you, set an appointment to get in my office before the 27th. We'll talk about your case, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, you'll be getting out of jail as soon as the paperwork is processed and sent down to the jail.
Okay, sounds good, thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Trevor Dement, case number CRB 24344, CRA 23514, CRA 23380, CRB 21167, CRA 2321, CRB 2322. Chelsea Hankins is on deck.
Now, Mr. Steyer is his attorney, and he's not.
He's on the docket today, Your Honor, but I haven't seen him.
All right, Mr. Dement, we're going to wait till your lawyer is not here yet. He should be appearing. I'll contact him, make sure he is appearing, so we'll recall you after you've had a chance to talk with him.
Okay.
At this point there at the jail, we'll be calling Stephen McGinnis, case number CRA 24809, CRB 24810.
Smith's case, Stephen McGinnis, case number 24809, 810, 24257.
Judge, I struck out with Genesis, but I did, Bobby tells me the Bluffs has a bed available and are willing to take him.
Okay.
He's the fellow who's a Kentucky resident, had Kentucky insurance, and it created a
Yes, Your Honor.
snafu Monday.
With Lee from the Bluffs, and she needs to do a pre-screen, but she said they have beds and can take his insurance.
Okay, so will she do that today, or?
Yes. Have it recalled.
All right, well, Mr. McGinnis, I think we found a place for you to go. We're gonna recall it after you should be doing a telephone
Yes.
assessment. We'll recall after you get that done.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Carla E. Step Parsons, case number TRC 154712, CRB 15995.
Who is that? Okay, thank you.
Just Trevor.
Yeah, it's on here.
And Trevor.
Error reported.
Here we go. Who's asleep?
Yeah, noise too. We did it. All right, let's try it. Oh, you know why? Well, Project Airport, I need the coordinates for my computer. They're out of my signature. Oh, I know. It's in the pocket. It stays there.
All right, ma'am, you're Carla E. Step.
Yes, sir.
All right, Ms. E. Step, it looks like you missed a review hearing. Previously got a warrant. It was issued in October the 11th. It was on a case number 15995 was a drug abuse charge. 154712 was an OVI. And it looks like you still had some fines left to pay.
Okay,
Do you admit or deny you missed your review hearing?
I did.
Do you have an explanation?
I had a blood clot in my left leg, beginning of October, which resulted in surgery, which is why I missed. I have tried to reach out to Mr. Majors a couple of times, but I had to elect for the holidays. So I didn't really know what steps to take to fix.
Where are you living now?
I'm sorry,
Where are you living?
I live at 1350 West Collins, Flatwoods, Kentucky.
Okay, I had a different, what is the address? I had a different Flatwoods address.
My address is 1414 West Collins Street in Flatwoods, Kentucky.
How long have you been in jail?
I've been here 3 almost 4 days.
Okay, I'm gonna, on case number 15995, I'm gonna finish up your fine that you owed on that by your jail time. You still owe some though on the OVI, $382. I'm assuming you'd rather get out and promise to pay that than stay in jail?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll give you a new review hearing date.
Thank you, sir.
January 27th, we'll make it exactly 1 month. January 27th will be your next hearing at 9 o'clock in the court.
Will that be 9 a.m., Your Honor?
9 a.m., yes ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, that's all.
Survival of the fittest.
State of Ohio versus Nahala Turner, case number CRB 24822.
Isaac?
Ma'am, are you Nahala Turner?
Nyla Turner.
Nyla, sorry. And Ms. Turner, you should have received a copy of the charge. It was faxed to the jail about a half hour ago. It's a domestic violence complaint. It alleges that on December 26th in Rome Township, you knowingly caused or tried to cause physical harm to Isaac Gabriel Dell, and that he's either a member of your family or a member of your household. That's a first-degree misdemeanor, maximum penalty 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine.
I'm not gonna lie, I have a hard time hearing.
Okay, let me go over again, but let me explain your rights to you before you say anything. Can you hear me now, ma'am?
Just speak up a little bit.
Well, I'm talking pretty loud. You have a right to remain silent. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed if you can't afford one. You have a right to bail and to make the state prove the charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand those things?
I can barely understand you. I have a really hard time hearing.
Okay.
I have a really hard hearing, so it's kind of hard to understand what you're saying.
All right, I'll order you brought to the court.
Oh, I feel bad. I can't understand it. I can't.
Just bring her to the court. We'll arraign her in person. Have a seat, sir. Okay, that's all we can do at the jail for now. We'll recall. There's things being worked on. We'll recall them when we're ready.
State of Ohio versus Leonard E. Johnson Jr., case number CRB 23401, CRA 22276, CRB 22278, CRB 17156. This is Tyler Smith's case, Your Honor.
We need Tyler Smith in the courtroom. Leonard Johnson Jr.
Your Honor, Mr. Johnson, this is the third pretrial that he hasn't appeared, and the last two times he was at OVP at the time going through counseling, but Mr. Smith's not here today.
I have a report from OVP. Let me see if I don't think he's listed though. He is not. I can text Mr. Mint and ask. Okay, I've texted Mr. Mint and asked for a report on him, or recall once we get it.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Do you have a contact number for him? Or?
I do, Your Honor. I'll try it here
Okay, thank you.
shortly.
State of Ohio versus Dewan Sullivan, case number CRB 24779. Your Honor, he is on Zoom.
Yes, I see this.
John Sullivan is Mr. Smith's case after pre-trial.
Could you repeat yourself?
I just called your case, sir, is all. Your attorney is here in the court.
Mr. Sullivan, can you see us in the courtroom?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I can.
Your Honor, this is one where I got discovery as well. I spoke a little bit with Mr. Heald. looks like there's some conflicting statements, so this may be one we set for a trial date, but maybe another pretrial in between, so I can talk to my client and see there was an offer made, but right now I don't want to commit to it without talking to my client, but also maybe set a trial date, because if we don't get it worked out.
Okay. You say the 13th you're not available?
I'm not available the 13th.
17th?
I can do the 17th.
You want to set the trial for the 21st if it's not resolved on the 17th?
That's fine, Your Honor.
All right, does Mr. Sullivan need to be here in person for the pretrial, Mr. Hill?
Well,
I'm hoping that...
He lives in Columbus, correct?
yeah.
He does, and I'm hoping if we're going to work out something, have it resolved before trial, then I'll let Mr. Hill know before the 17th, and then we can do it that way. But if we're not going to have it worked out, then we're going to have a trial the following Monday. I'd rather if he could just appear via Zoom again on the 17th.
Does that give you enough time to get your witnesses subpoenaed or not? Or are you going to have them subpoenaed for the pretrial?
Well, I'll certainly speak with them before the pretrial, but we would only anticipate subpoenaing them for the trial, unless we decide, of course, that if he decides that he's going to enter a plea to something, and in which case we make sure that whether the victim wanted to be here or not on the 17th.
Well, let's set the trial then for a different date than the 21st. That's probably too quick.
That's
fine. We do 17th for a pretrial, and then if it's not resolved, then trial on the 31st, 2 weeks later.
I'm not available the 31st, John.
Okay. How about
in Charleston that day.
February? February 3rd or February 7th?
7th, Your Honor.
Okay, pretrial, January 17th, is not resolved, then will be a trial set for February 7th at noon.
Mr. Sullivan, I'll give you a call later to discuss everything, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
When was the pretrial?
January 17th is the pretrial. The trial is February 7th.
And I'll go over all that with you as well, Mr. Sullivan.
All right. I'm just making sure.
Yeah. Thank you.
And Tyler.
State of Ohio versus Michael T. Meddings, case number CRD 24648. John, this is Mr. Stratton's case. He stood the only one.
All right, Mr. Stratton is appearing by Zoom. Mr. Medding is here in person. All right, sir. You'll have to go back and sit down, sir.
Are you a counsel?
Your Honor, you should have a letter there from, I think, the VP.
I did, yes. And I may have a text report too, let me check. I do not. But this, basically just says he's attending treatment. What's the state's position?
Your Honor, the alleged victim is his sister, I believe.
Yes, sir.
And his father, of course, I know he came up to be with his son before the bar there. He went to live with his father to make sure that there weren't going to be any further problems. So we're encouraged that OVP Health says that he is in mental health services, because that's what we wanted. And we don't have any indication that there have been further problems. We want to carry this out just a little bit farther to make sure that he's continuing with services and that there aren't any further problems. And at some point, understanding that it may be a situation where there's no completion of services, but we just want to make sure that everything's okay. I would like to hear from his father if things are going okay.
Mr. Stratton, do you have any input?
Your Honor, just probably come back next time, and if everything's okay, maybe the state will dismiss the case. But I think his father might have some input to the prosecutor that will help.
Great. His grades are really good in school. I have no problem with it.
Okay. That's good. Well, his father says he's doing good in school and very, I wouldn't say obedient, but at home he's not causing any problems. And so that's all encouraging. We'd just like to follow it out a little bit longer.
Okay. You're agreeable with that, Mr. Stratton?
Yes, Your Honor.
We have a continuance. Mr.
Okay, maybe
Stratton.
6 weeks out?
Sounds good.
What's your schedule like in February?
It's pretty open.
All right.
Monday through Fridays.
Are you in school, Mr. Benny?
Yes, sir.
Where do you go to school?
Huntington High.
Okay.
Your daughter.
Well, I don't know that there's any dates coming up soon that there's going to be a school holiday when the court's in session. I don't see any. How about the 21st of February, Mr. Stratton?
Yeah, that'll work, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm going to set your next hearing for February 21st. Continue with your counseling as you have been, and we'll look at perhaps dismissing this if there's no further problem.
All right, thank you.
We're asking for a time waiver, if that's okay with you, Mr. Stratton.
Yes, we'll wait, Tom.
Let us know if you got anything you need to tell us.
State of Ohio versus Tommy L. Scarberry, case number TRC 242473, A, B, C, and D.
This is Mr. Stratton's case also, set for pre-trial.
Yes, Your Honor, I'd like to, if it's possible, I'd like to put this case on for Monday. There's some issues I'd like to address with the prosecutor in person, if that's not a problem for the court.
Mr. Scarberry is here.
Yes.
You can be here Monday, Mr. Scarberry?
Yes.
Yes, I'll be in person on Monday, yes, Your Honor.
So that's the 30th. I'll reschedule this hearing for December 30th, this coming Monday at 10 o'clock.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. You're free to go, Mr. Scarberry.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Adria Best, case number CRA 24803. Your Honor, she has been picked up by Claremont County.
Okay, Adria Best and Mr. Sires on the teleconference now. Adria Best had a rule for her with Claremont County. She has been picked up, so the case here is dismissed.
State of Ohio versus Amber Sloan, case number CRB 24729.
Ms. Sloan is here's Mr. Stiers' case. He's appearing by teleconference, is set for a pretrial today.
Can you hear me now?
We can, yes.
Okay, I've unmuted myself. Your Honor, I
you need contact information from Ms. Sloan? I think, have you talked with Mr. Stein?
I tried to call and left a message, so he has my number.
Okay, so she says she called and left a message on your phone.
Okay, I will look for that. What I'd like to do is set this back for a different date if we could, and I would ask Ms. Sloan if Mondays or Fridays are better.
Either or.
She says either one.
Then, upcoming, I have a jury trial currently set on the 17th of January and one on the, those are just what I have at this point. So I have a jury trial on the 17th of January. Other than that, I should be available January trial days. So I would leave it to the court's discretion. And if, in conversation with Mrs. Sloan, I'm going to get time to come back with me. And also, I guess the 20th is Martin Luther King Day, so we'll have court on Tuesday that week, if that's better for Ms. Sloan.
Also, January the 14th, I have to be in court in Ironton with my daughter concerning the same
Okay,
thing.
well, we wouldn't set it on the 14th anyway.
Okay.
Let's get some
Why
info.
don't we come back on the 17th then we can see what's happened am I understanding that is a related matter on the 14th?
Yes, sir.
Then let's set it for the 17th, so we can come back with knowledge of what's happened on the 14th.
Okay, we'll get info from the state. What's the state's position?
And I was not aware that their daughters had been involved in
I got
a
it.
fight at school.
So
we want to
that's
see
in
how,
juvenile court.
yeah, we want to make sure, we want to see what happens there, but we're okay with any date. I've spoken to Ms. Labor, and she would be available any Monday or Friday.
All right, so the 17th makes sense since they're going to have a hearing in juvenile court on the
Yeah,
17th.
and I just said the 17th because the first court date thereafter, that's not a good day for the court's coming, obviously a different day would be fine, but I think all coming back after we see what's happening in the case may be worthwhile.
And I think the state agrees with that.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, let's make it January 17 for a pretrial at 10 o'clock. Do you need any contact information from Ms. Sloan?
What I'm going to do is I'm going to give Ms. Sloan my cell phone number. That's the best way to get a hold of me, and tell me you're ready to write that down
I
there.
think she may have it.
I'm ready. I have your card.
My cell phone number is on my card by the phone. I'm writing on my hand. So 304-634-5296.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, January 17th, 10 o'clock is the next hearing.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And Your Honor, do you want to do something with Mr. DeMint today, or do you want to handle that Monday?
We'll get him back, he'll be appearing by teleconference also. He's at the jail.
Okay.
So you can hang on, we'll get him back up and decide how we're going to proceed.
Okay.
State of Ohio versus William Wallace, case number CRB 24796. Your Honor, he has been picked up in Brown County.
And William Wallace had a Rule 4 from Brown County. He's been picked up by Brown County, so the case is dismissed.
Pretty bad.
State of Ohio versus David C. Adkins, case number TRC 242478 A and B.
All right, Mr. Atkins, is that Bethesda?
Yes, sir.
He is compliant with all services. We are working on, he's positive for THC, but we're working, he's quit the gummies that he was taking, and we're working on getting the levels down. But he's doing one group and one individual, and has stayed on top of it.
Okay. All right, so I think what we need to do, in this case, you entered a plea by delaying sentencing, glad you have a chance to
Yes,
go
sir.
to treatment, which you are doing, and are being successful. So I'm going to further delay it and let you continue on with your treatment as you have been.
Thank you, sir.
So let's come back in January. Let's make it the 27th, exactly a month. So January 27th, for a sentencing hearing, 10 o'clock that day. Continue on with your treatment as you have.
Okay, yeah, it's a 90-day, I went into the outpatient 90-day program.
Okay. All right, we'll see you in a month, January
Okay.
27th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. All right, so now we've got Mr. Trevor DeMint back out, and Mr. Steyer is appearing by teleconference.
State of Ohio calls Trevor DeMint, case number CRB 24-44, and others.
All right, so now can you see each other on the teleconference?
I'm seeing the courtroom,
Okay.
which I assume is what he's, and in fact, I think which of you and him, he'll see himself, and I'll see myself. So I don't think we're gonna be able to see one another. I just don't think that's practical.
All right, I didn't know what your screen would show. Mr. DeMint had, according to my record, had failed to appear in this court for a pretrial on November the 15th, and a pretrial on several matters, including one new and several old cases, and I think even one of them was a felony. So
that's my record as well, Your Honor.
And he was out on an OR bond at that point. I know you haven't had a chance to talk with him, Mr. Steyer, because he just got arrested recently.
I'm very familiar with a set of cases. He was treated, I believe, with OVP at the time that we were that we had court on 15. I think at this point, getting an evaluation from a provider, I don't know if Brianne's there to for OVP to do it, or maybe just see someone to look at it and set this back for Monday. I'm going to be there Monday. We'll be so I'll be there in person Monday, and we'll be able to be in a better position to figure out what the immediate future is going to be. I don't want to overstep when I say that after the failure appears. My guess that a handlebar may be something the court's interested in looking at. And I know there's generally a problem getting along even this early on Friday.
I don't even think they're open today. As far as it's gone from Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, now it's like Christmas week. So, well, I would like Mr. DeMint to submit to a urine screen today. When did you get arrested, Mr. DeMint?
On Christmas Day.
Okay. Let's get a urine screen today. And Mr. Turbin, do you want to talk with him?
Yeah.
That's counseling center. I think that could be a good option.
Is there a new charge in connection with that arrest?
There's not that I've seen yet.
No, I don't believe so. I'm just looking at everything that's pending and trying to figure out maybe what's the best way to proceed from our perspective from here forward.
Well, rumor has it that he's relapsed. It's a small community, so I'd already heard that. And I think we need to look at more intensive treatment. I think the counseling center could be a good option for him. So that's why we want to get the screen, let's get a screen done, and let him talk with Mr. Tarbin if, Mr. Steyer, if you're agreeable with that.
I am. I'm on the road. I'm actually pulling over the side of the road at this point. I'm going to be there Monday, and as I said, as you're saying, you're getting more intensive treatment, and I expect there maybe a desire for handle longer. So I doubt things are going to be done before Monday anyway. If Mr. Smith stand with Mr. DeMint?
Well, I don't think we need to have him back because he's not going to get out today. I'm going to set his bond at 10,000 cash or surety. I want him to do the screen because I want it closer to the time that he came in out of jail rather than wait till Monday. And then we'll have the results Monday. I'll be looking to place him at the counseling center with an ankle monitor would be my initial thinking right now.
Okay, well, I'll be there Monday morning, and we'll get things further figured out then.
I would like to say something on behalf
Go
of the
ahead.
state. We want Mr. DeMint ultimately to get free of being in court and to be able to live a successful life. He keeps, kind of sabotaging his own success. But he's got these cases. I mean, there's a third-degree felony domestic violence case from June of 23 that's still pending that we've been patient, very patient about, and probably it's gone beyond what our patients should actually tolerate. And then he's got another domestic violence charge. It's an F5 from August of 23, and because of the victims being understanding, wanting him to get help, we've held off on those. Now, we don't want to take him to the grand jury. Would rather have them resolved here, and we'd be willing to amend both of those to misdemeanors on Monday if he were to plead guilty to them, and then the other pending charges, and then, then consider delaying sentencing or having him be sentenced to some amount of time that we could then suspend the balance of and let him go to treatment. But I think it's, at this point,
I don't believe there's ever before they have an offer to reduce this or misdemeanor, Phil. I'll be happy to discuss that with you Monday. I'll discuss that with him. I'm not saying that's a bad offer. That's not a bad offer at all. It's just not been discussed prior to this. I'll be happy to talk to him about it, talk to you about that Monday morning.
okay.
Okay, so at least you know what's offered, and you can talk with Mr. DeMint on Monday about it. It's my intention that he stay in jail with a $10,000 cash or surety bond, that he do a screen today so we can see what we're dealing with, and that he talk with Mr. Turbin about going to the counseling center. At least we'll have that information ready for Monday. My intention is that he stay in jail until Monday. That's what I said. Okay. Case will be rescheduled for this Monday, December 30th, on everything that's reported.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You are.
State of Ohio recalls Stephen E. McGinnis at the Lawrence County Jail, case number CRA 24808, CRB 24810.
It looks like we have been successful, Judge, in obtaining a bed for Mr. McGinnis.
That's Shawnee.
Yes, he actually doesn't have any insurance at all, so we're just gonna try to get him Ohio Medicaid is what we're gonna try to do.
All right, so on Stephen McGinnis, 24-809, 810, 24-2570, I'll do an order releasing him to Shawnee for inpatient treatment. Now, is this one that there needs to be an ankle monitor on or not? It looks like is there one felony?
He's got
There's an F5, Judge, and there's an M1, also an OVI. Both the felony M1 are drug possession-related cases.
What's the state's position on that? He's going to be accepted at Shawnee. Do you want an ankle monitor or no for him to start there? He's a Kentucky resident, looks like. But with the felony, I mean, if he runs, the warrant's going to be good anywhere.
Well, that's right. And can I take him today?
Yes.
So probably that's okay. And he just has to understand we'll just take it a whole lot differently if he doesn't do what he's supposed to do. If he takes off, we'll, pursue it as a felony.
Okay, Mr. McGinnis, let me run through this so we make sure you understand. One of your charges is a felony charge.
Yes,
So
sir.
what that means under Ohio law, felonies are where you can go to prison. If you're convicted of a felony, you can go to prison. The other charges are on misdemeanors. On misdemeanors, if you're convicted of them, you can only go to the county jail. You cannot go to prison on a misdemeanor conviction. But you've got a felony in the midst. So if you run, I'm going to let you out on a signature bond, so just your promise that you're going to come to court when you're supposed to.
Yes, sir.
Here's the other thing about felonies. A felony warrant issued by Ohio is good in every other state in most countries. So there's no place you can really go. You can't run back to Kentucky because Kentucky will arrest you on an Ohio felony warrant. And you'll just get extradited back to Ohio. So there's no place for you to go run and hide. And the other thing is if you leave treatment and aren't compliant, I think what the state would do under these circumstances, they would take the misdemeanors and the felony to the grand jury because they can try the misdemeanors in the felony court along with the felony. And then you would have the risk of going to prison because if you're in the felony court, you get convicted of a felony, that judge can send you to prison. If you stay in this court, I can't send you to prison even if I want to. And I don't want to. I want you to get clean and then you won't go to prison. You understand the risk? You know, you can minimize the risk by doing what you're supposed to, getting clean, and even getting the felony probably dismissed down the road. You can make it, amp it up by not doing what you're supposed to, get indicted because you didn't do what you're supposed to, and then run the risk of going to prison. It's all up to you.
So what's the name of that? I'm going to do what I need to do, sir. Is that right?
Okay, I'm going to release you to go to treatment. Do what you're supposed to when they tell you to do it, how they tell you to do it, and get good reports, and then that's going to be the best thing that could happen for you legally and personally, I believe.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Judge, I'm here any day except the 21st in January. That's the Tuesday.
Okay, so I'm entering an order. You'll be picked up today?
Yes.
You'll get picked up today and start your treatment, and then you're going to come back before me periodically. As long as you do good, you're going to stay here. If you mess up or leave treatment, then you're going to go on down to the common pleas felony court.
Yes, sir.
So you said any day but...
Any day except that Tuesday, the 21st. Any other day on Monday or Friday.
And you can do the 13th?
I could.
Okay, let's do the 13th. So a little more than 2 weeks, I'll see you back for that first report, January 13th. Make it a good one.
Thank you, Your
Any
Honor.
questions, Mr. McGinnis?
What's the name that we ever wanted?
Shawnee.
Shawnee, okay.
Like the Indians. Like the Indians. Shawnee.
Hey, Roger.
State of Ohio recalls Nyla Turner, case number CRB 24822, back in holding.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. I need to do arraignment on her. She said she couldn't hear. All right, ma'am, you're Nyla Turner. Can you hear me okay now?
Yeah.
Okay, Ms. Turner, let me go over your rights with you. You have the right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything. But if you do make statements, it's all on the record here. So if you admit something about your case, the prosecutor can use it against you. You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed if you can't afford one. You have a right to bail and to make the state of Ohio prove this charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand those things? And did you get a copy of the charge?
I might have, I don't have it.
Okay, well, I've got an extra one here, so let's, I'm gonna take the staples out and give it to you so you'll have a copy. So there's the summons on top and then the charge is underneath the summons. And it just says that at Rome Township on December 26th, you knowingly caused or tried to cause physical harm to Isaac Gabriel Belt, that he's either a member of your family or lives in your household. So that makes it domestic violence. It's a first-degree misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. Do you understand that charge? How do you wish to plead to the charge? You can plead guilty, not guilty, no contest. And if you don't know what to do, not guilty is the safest plea.
I can't say anything without my evidence, my case.
Okay, I'm going to enter a not guilty plea for you then. Do you want a lawyer appointed to represent you?
I have to.
Do you have a job?
No.
You have no income?
I am leaving in January. I'm going to my therapist and getting counseling, and I don't even know what it's called. Women's resource, I don't know. I'm going in January to leave the relationship, and I don't know why.
Okay.
What I'm selling this paper isn't even true.
I'm entering a not guilty plea for you. I'll appoint you, Mr. Morford, to represent you. He's here in the courtroom.
I'm sorry,
Your lawyer's right here. He's going to be standing right beside you. And what's the state's position on bond?
Well, the state is not opposed to an OR bond, and I might also mention that Mr. Delp does not request a protection order, but he, I believe, if I'm stating his feelings correctly, that the main issue here is there's an alcohol issue and probably some emotional type issues that have given rise to this situation. They have a small child, and he says she doesn't act like this normally, and that she breastfeeds, and she's been drinking, and he has concerns about her health, the baby's health. But she's been, okay. Anyway, he has concerns about her, so I think we'd want to make sure she was safe if she's be let out of jail.
All right, I'm going to let her out on a signature bond. Do you have a plate? He's okay with her coming back home then? Okay. So no protection order. You can go back home. And the baby is with you?
She's currently with her parents.
Okay. But they're local?
Huh?
They're in the local area?
Yeah, we live in Proctorville. I'll be going to get her after.
Okay. Do we need to come back on this pretty quick then, or since we got the child involved?
Yes, and we'd like to have a little discussion about, she mentioned that she has maybe a therapist or something already, but that's what we're going to ask for, is that she attend to these emotional.
January 3rd, she has an appointment to be referred.
What time is that appointment?
I have that memory. I have to look at it the day before, so I know the time. I think it's in the evening, like at 1 or something, 2.
Well, we could do it, we could have it here in the morning. Are you available the 3rd, Mr. Morford? Is that good?
We can do that, Your Honor.
Okay, let's set it for January 3rd at 10 a.m.
I think you could handle this.
If, my appointment is in the morning, what do I do with that?
Call Mr. Morford and let him discuss it with the court, perhaps get it changed to a different date. And, all right, Mr. Morford, you want to talk with her before she goes back? Thank you. $1,000 signature bond. So you're getting out on your own signature. You're going to get out of jail. He's going to pick you up, as I understand. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
She's okay with that.
And we'll be back here Friday, January 3rd for your next hearing.
It's a signature bond. And we'd like for her to not drink alcohol during this time.
Be a good idea not to consume any alcohol or illicit substances.
Thank you, Your Honor. So will I proceed to Ironton?
I'm sorry?
Will I go to Ironton now to pick her up?
Yeah, if you want to go, they're going to process some paperwork and then she'll get released.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Very much, Your Honor.
To the jail.
Have a good day.
You too.
State of Ohio versus James DeVent, case number CRA 24786, CRB 24787 A and B, CRB 24635, CRA 24290, TRD 231859 A and B.
All right, Mr. Tyler Smith represents Mr. Dement. He did a screen this morning.
I thought it was gonna be good.
Or was that this morning?
That was this morning.
Okay.
I guess it's still lingering. I really thought I had it. They checked the levels on that.
He's posted a bond with Mr. Sowers, a substantial bond.
I want to talk to the deputy about the fair with the client before I decide.
Okay.
Your Honor, Mr. Hill and I have had a few conversations this morning about what to do with these new charges, and I believe that he wants to inquire with the deputy whether he's going to keep it here or maybe send it off to grand jury. At that point, then we'll have to deal with, whether we're going to waive or have a prelim.
I'd like to see Mr. DeMint get back in treatment in the meantime.
I believe that you were with TCC?
Yes, sir.
You're already back at TCC?
Not yet, but I just stay out for Christmas.
Your Honor, he was talking to Mr. Tarvin. He's in our office on a phone call.
Okay.
That would be one of the conditions we'd want to put on this, is he's in treatment.
Well, let's let him talk. I know you've already started, and you had some conversations. Why don't we let you talk with him further, get him his input, and then we'll decide how we're going to go forward. The case will be recalled. I want you to talk with James, and then we'll recall, decide how we're going to go forward.
We'll recall your case.
Any case.
Yeah, it's going to be called back. Okay. Yeah.
State of Ohio, Sade Michael, case number TRC 241460, ABC, D&D.
Your Honor, please the court, I know she did screen. My understanding is there may have been some, she indicates it would be faint positive, but her levels have been going down substantially as she's been meeting. She did meet with them yesterday.
Yes.
She indicates.
Yes.
So.
Let me send this, Ms. DeMint's not here today, but she sent me a text asking me to have her screened, which I did. Let me send her the screen and get their input.
Certainly, Your Honor.
Okay.
It is better than the last screen, but it's still problematic. Okay, I'll recall this. I'm texting the information to Ms. DeMint. She's not going to be here today, but she is responding to text.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, this case will be, Ms. Michael's case will be recalled.
State of Ohio recalls Stephen Carmen, case number TRC 222038, A and B.
Your Honor, I did make contact with him. He informed me that he had to call squad for his mother, and he's currently at the hospital with her.
Okay, I'll continue it to Monday.
I will let him know. Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Kerman's case is rescheduled for Monday the 30th. And that'll be for review at 9 o'clock.
State of Ohio versus Patrick Jones, case number TRC 19378, A, B, and C.
did get a text about,
Mr. Majors printed off a report for me a little bit ago. What? Yeah.
Judge, if I may approach, I have originals and get some work for you to service, if I may approach.
says he is compliant at RRG. And his screen looks good. Okay, Huntington Cowboy Animal Shelter. Mr. Cooper, do you accept the Cowboy Animal Shelter?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I got that. 4 hours. Okay, that's something. And you got a good report. So let's go, another month, 27th.
I'm here.
January 27th will be his next hearing, 25. Sentencing.
I have a $20 payment to make today, too.
Okay, very good. See the clerk make the payment.
You said the 27th of January?
27th, 1 month from today.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Let's have Mr. Tarvin come in. Probably he is. Have you seen the screen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I'll go with your recommendation. If you think he needs detox, we can do that today. Otherwise, he's going to have to wait till Monday. We were going to do an ankle monitor. We can't. If he goes today, he's not going to get an ankle monitor.
How's the court feel about that?
Iffy. I think he might run. But I don't, I'm not an expert, but my understanding is with fentanyl and opioids and the things he's testing for, you probably feel like you're going to die, but you're probably not going to die. I'd be more concerned if it was alcohol on here. So, what do you think?
Well, he would definitely meet criteria for detox. As to whether or not he's going to run, I can't speak on that one.
Yeah, well, he hasn't had a very good record lately. Okay, why don't we do this? I'm I'm not gonna release him to detox, but I would reevaluate that, and I can do it over the weekend if there's a big medical issue that arises, and then I can order him released to detox then, without an ankle monitor.
Okay.
So let's keep it on the docket for Monday. And hopefully we'll get through the weekend okay, and we can put him in treatment on Monday with an ankle monitor. But I'll let the jailer know that they can call me if there's medical problems, and I'll change the order then. And I assume you can be reached?
Absolutely.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State of Ohio versus Richard Riggle, case number CRB 24622.
All right, this is actually on the sentencing docket, I believe.
It is.
You've been going to ProAct?
Yes, sir.
You got a report from ProAct?
I just handed it in, sir.
Okay. It's a good report from Marshall Pell, ProAct. This is, as I recall, and sometimes the memory's not that great, this was a family kind of situation for you, is that right?
Yes, sir.
So I'm assuming they're all for you getting treated.
Yes.
What's the state's position?
No, we don't have any indication there have been any problems. Obviously, his report was very positive. He's already entered a guilty plea, so if the court was inclined to just go ahead and sentence him today we would recommend a suspended 30 days in jail and probation and continue on with his treatment until the court was satisfied that he had fulfilled what was necessary.
Sir, do you have any statement or anything you want to say about this?
What exactly does that mean?
Well, you wouldn't be going to jail today unless the judge didn't agree with me.
Oh, I mean, I'm perfectly fine with that, so I continue to work. I got 3 kids at home and a wife, so I have no issues with the family members. We actually just enjoyed Christmas dinner together, and everything's healthy, everything's good. Alcohol was involved. Alcohol is no longer in the picture, so I would appreciate that if all be. And I am continuing treatment. I actually have a follow-up appointment. I requested myself to, even though if you guys do drop the charges, seeing somebody on a weekly basis is my preference. It's just another person in my corner.
Well, what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to possibly divert this. So rather than go ahead and sentence you, I'm just going to let you continue unless you want me to. Here's my thought. I'm going to let you continue on your treatment and come back periodically, and I'll just monitor it. And at some point I may dismiss it so you don't have this on your record.
Thank you.
For that, I assume?
Yes, I would.
And getting sentenced to suspended. Even if it's suspended, it's still there on your record. I mean, you could have it expunged down the road. But if I dismiss it, you won't ever have to have it expunged, it's not gonna be there.
I would prefer that, just because, just with my job, because they are the outlet of me getting the help that I'm getting currently.
All right, so let's go a couple months out this time for the next hearing. And in terms of your work schedule, does it matter if it's Mondays or Fridays?
Fridays would be preferred.
The 28th of February,
9 o'clock, 10 o'clock?
it'll be at 10 o'clock. So continue on, it'll be a sentencing. Continue on with what you're doing with counseling and staying clean and sober.
Yes, sir.
And at some point, I'm going to say, okay, I think, I'm convinced this isn't going to happen anymore. That's what I want to be convinced of, then I'll dismiss it.
Yes, sir. And you said February, what date?
28th, last day of February.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Your Honor, we're going to go back to Lawrence County Jail.
Okay, we're going back to the jail for some teleconferences.
State of Ohio versus Chelsea Ann Hankins at Lawrence County Jail, case number CRA 24801 A and B. Russell Severance is on deck.
This is Mr. Morford's case. It's set as a preliminary hearing today.
Who is this?
It looks like Judge Cremines arraigned her initially and said she could have an OR bond and go to treatment, but obviously she's still in jail, so I don't know what happened.
I'm not sure either. I was asking Mr. Hill, that was my understanding too, guys.
Well, she's got an indictment out of common police court on a previous charge that was here.
Okay.
And so I think that there was
She's got
going
to
to need
appear
to
on
be.
that.
Yeah, there would need to be coordination, I guess, with common police, but we would
You
be
know, when
okay.
she's set to appear in common pleas on that indictment?
I saw the judge on that, Your Honor, and it was a $25,000 OR bond. Mr.
Okay.
Morford, if you remember that, when we saw Judge Ballard.
Judge Ballard indicated he would defer to you as far as bond and let her go out to
Okay.
treatment.
All right, so she can, state's still agreeable with her going to treatment?
Yes, Your Honor, we'll just need a time waiver.
And who has female beds? Okay, hometown, you need to talk with her? Okay, I'll do an order provisionally releasing her to hometown recovery for inpatient treatment. And she can sign an OR bond, 2,500 OR bond, and come back. You know when your next hearing is in common police court?
I think the 22nd of January is the common pleas.
Okay, well, let's come back to that before then. So, let's see. Okay, am I remembering that you can't do the 13th, Mr. Moore?
13th, I have a jury trial in Ironton, yes, Judge.
How about the 21st?
21st, you can do the first.
She's doing the 22nd there, we might as well, let's do it something earlier. The 3rd, just to make sure she's where she needs to be, January 3rd.
I'm here then.
Okay.
That's good.
I'm going to see January 3rd, that's
Okay.
next Friday,
Okay.
just to make sure things are going the way they should.
Yes, sir.
Where's she going to treatment?
Hometown recovery. Okay, we'll see you in a week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Russell A. Severance, case number CRB 24543.
And it's my understanding he left treatment.
Yeah, December 2nd, Russell went ASA for the second time.
Okay, and it looks like Mr. Morford was the attorney for Mr. Settlement.
Yes, Judge, I have represented him.
He went to the counseling center on November 20th, and you say he left on December 2nd, so he didn't stay very long.
Yes.
And looks like he got picked up on the warrant. So he's back here. It's on a possession of drug paraphernalia. Is the charge. I think that's the only charge, drug paraphernalia.
He had actually pled guilty to that on September the 6th.
Yeah. So I think this is the second time he's left treatment. He was at Shawnee at one point and left there too. What's the state's position on it?
Well, what he pled guilty to is an M4, and I don't know how many days he's been in jail during all of this, but that would have to be accounted for as far as...
Just give him the jail time?
Well, it may be that we need to at this point. I hate to, because I think he's got some real issues. I don't know how I don't know how he would be able to convince the court that he would really comply at this point. I'd rather have him get well, but...
Okay, he's been in since the 23rd, which is Monday. So.
And I would say that he spent a little bit of time previously. I could be wrong, but back in November, he left. And then he was, I believe, he was back in jail on November the 18th, so he spent some days then, at least one. So.
Do you know how many days you've been in jail, Mr. Severance?
Not really, about 3, 4. I've been laying back there sleeping.
What would you have the court do? Do you want to try to go back to the treatment, or you want to see if we can work out an agreement with the prosecutor and sentencing?
I made the walking under the wrong devotion. She's trying to stop it altogether. She don't want to do it anymore. Wrong devotion. And the treatment centers, the rehabs, they're under wrong devotion.
Well, recall, Judge, let me talk to him.
All right, Mr. Severance, your lawyer's going to call down and talk to you, and then I'll have you back up on the teleconference and decide how we're going to go forward. Mr. Wolf is going to call you here in just a few minutes, so jailer can keep him out.
State of Ohio recalls Leonard E. Johnson Jr., case number CRB 23401, CRA 22276, CRB 22278, CRB 17156.
I try to get in touch with Mr. Johnson, and when I call his number, it goes straight to voicemail, and I can't leave a message, so I don't know how else to get in touch with him. I don't know if Mr. Min ever responded.
Well, there's several cases, one of which is a felony. Does the state want warrants from here, or how do you want to proceed?
Your Honor, he had previously entered guilty pleas to the theft and domestic violence charge, so, and he's awaiting sentencing on those. So we would prefer that a warrant be issued from this court.
All right, warrants will be issued for failure to appear on all cases in this court set for today.
I'll keep on trying to get him here as soon as possible.
State of Ohio recalls James DeMint, case number CRA 24786, CRB 24787A and B, CRB 24635, CRA 24290.
Your Honor, I believe that Mr. DeMint will be going back to TCC, is that correct? Yep, if that's what the court will allow.
Mr. Hill?
I spoke with Deputy Perry Atkins about, he was part of this situation that led to the chase. And while we believe that it was a kind of a serious situation, we also willing, based on the deputy's concurrence with this idea to let him go to treatment and not leave this time and be successful. What Mr. DeMint is facing now is potential actual prison time because of the third-degree felony. But if he's willing to waive time, we're willing to leave it here, come back again, make sure he's doing well in treatment, and we won't take it to the grand jury at this time. But he's got to do extra good this time. It's got to stick. So
Trevor looks like he's going to be there too. Is that going to be a problem or
No,
a
sir.
benefit?
That's a
they're both
benefit.
going to be there at the same time.
I think it's a good thing.
And you agree you both do?
Absolutely.
All right, so there's a time waiver.
We'll waive time.
Mr. DeMint, so we're back to the counseling center. And come back for a follow-up. 13th, are you available the 13th?
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Are you available the 13th?
That's the date, the 13th, 31st, I'm not available, but any other date, I'm good.
Uh, 17th.
That's fine, Your Honor. I think I'm already here with that day.
January 17th will be the next hearing for Mr. DeMint here in this court.
Your Honor, can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
James approached me and asked about getting his belongings together prior to coming to us, which obviously I'm not able to answer that question for him.
I also have a hot water tank. That's
Well, he has a $20,000 bond up. What's the state's position on that?
About allowing him to go somewhere and get his stuff.
Well, I know it's not, can I say something?
Well,
It's okay with the
if
chest.
you want to get your stuff, what, you said a hot water tank?
Yeah, my hot water tank in my house is actually busted and leaking right now. I can change it in a few hours. I didn't want to leave my wife with that and get my financial things in order. Everything was closed since I've been out, but my mind's made up to do this.
Well, you're on a bond right now, so I think maybe we set a time frame to.
When can you get this done and report?
Yeah, right. So
Whatever you suggest, Your Honor.
Well, I want you to go today, but you give a realistic time frame. You say you gotta change out, you have you gotta go to Lowe's or someplace.
Yes,
and
I
get a
do.
hot water tank.
Yes, sir.
And then you gotta go to the bank and do something?
Yes, sir.
When are the banks closing today?
I'm not sure.
Or
Maybe tomorrow morning?
Mr. Turner?
Well, we'll definitely be open.
I have no problem
I'm
going
gonna make
there.
it a condition of your bond that you report tomorrow morning by 9 a.m. to the counseling center. If you don't, I'm gonna tell Mr. Sowards he's gotta pay $20,000 or get you in custody, and
Absolutely.
he'd do a lot of really bad stuff for $20,000. So.
Absolutely. I don't mess with Gary Sowers.
Okay, so we'll keep it on the 17th, but that's the condition of your bond report in And Mr. Tarvin will text me if you don't, and
I'll be there.
Mr. Salvins.
Absolutely.
Tell me to start looking for you.
I'll stay in contact with you.
Okay, good luck, make it work this time.
There you go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Totally
Prosecutor.
turn directions and go a different way. We're gonna do it from now on. I know you can do it, you've done it before, but we gotta stay on the path.
Yes, sir.
Can't get off of it.
You've got my attention.
Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Thank you.
State of Ohio recalls Sarah Dixon, case number CRB 24806. Sarah Dixon.
Sarah Dixon, she didn't appear earlier. All right, you're Sarah Dixon. Ms. Dixon, you have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything, but if you do make statements, it's on the record and can be used against you. You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed if you can't afford one, to have bail, and to make the state prove this charge beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand those things? You're charged with a theft offense from Walmart. The alleged is December 20th. In Fayette Township, you tried to take property belonging to Walmart. That's a first-degree misdemeanor, maximum penalty is 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. Do you understand that charge? How do you wish to plead to the charge?
I did it.
That's guilty. If you enter a guilty plea, you're admitting you did what's alleged. Do you understand that?
Not exactly.
Well, you have three choices. If you don't know what to do, maybe you should enter a not guilty plea. That's the safest plea. But guilty means you're admitting that you tried to take property of Walmart's without their consent. That's theft. So
No content?
that's not gonna make any difference as far as the end result. If you don't know what to do and you're not sure, you should probably enter a not guilty plea.
And then not guilty.
You want a lawyer appointed to represent you? Do you have a job?
Yeah, I have a job.
What do you do?
A&L. Home
A&L
health.
home care, you sit with people?
Mhm.
How much, you get paid by the hour?
Yeah,
How much per hour do you get paid?
10 something.
Okay, you got two kids, so I'll appoint Mr. Morford to represent you. And I'm entering a not guilty plea for you is Township Road 1247, where you still live?
What?
Township Road 1247, that's where you live?
Yes.
Okay. Not guilty plea is entered. Nancy showed up. The case was called earlier and you weren't here, so,
I could have swore it was at 1:30 and I was, yeah.
okay.
I called
You're
her.
here now, so I will withdraw the warrant that had been issued. I'm going to let her sign a $1,000 signature bond. Mr. Morford will be your lawyer.
Okay.
January 6th.
That's good here, Judge.
January 6th will be the next hearing. Pre-trial at 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Go ahead.
State of Ohio recalls Russell A. Severance at the Lawrence County Jail. Mr. Morford's case number CRB 24543.
Is this the last one?
May we approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Severance, do you have a place to stay?
Yes, sir.
With whom?
Chris Jenkins and Timmy, I don't know the last name, I'm renting out, one more of right now.
Where's that, in Ironton?
Yes, sir. Corner of Lawrence and Seventh.
All right, Mr. Severance had already entered a guilty plea, I believe is correct. Yes, he did. Back in September. Delayed sentencing. He's tried treatment twice. It didn't work. I don't think we need to try a third time. So I'm going to sentence you to time served, order you to pay court costs and a $50 fine. Some level 5 probation for 2 years, review hearing, June 27th. Okay, so you're going to get out of jail here shortly. You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And finish up at the jail. Thank you.
State of Ohio recalls Sade Michael, case number TRC 241460, A, B, C, D, and E.
All right, I think there's been some communication with Ms. Dement, Ms. Marshall by telephone, and Ms. Dement texted me and said she has private insurance, Blue Cross Blue Shield. She doesn't think they can bring her in to OEP for inpatient because of that. She wants her recommendation is continue to try her outpatient. We're going to continue to test her. We'll see how that goes. You say it's coming down, and your test is improved today over what it was. But if you're still using fentanyl, I mean, it's really dangerous for you. So we'll come back and we can find there are places that would take you with the insurance you have. Unfortunately, there's not that many, but there are a few. And I know you don't want to go inpatient, but I mean, I think we need to deal with this in some fashion. So I'm looking to maybe come back in 2 or 3 weeks. Mr. McCown, what's your schedule like?
The 10th, I am here, Your Honor, if that would be acceptable.
Yeah. All right, we'll reschedule for the 10th. Continue to do what you've been doing with OVP. Hopefully you'll get some clean screens by then, and we can continue with you outpatient. If not, I'm going to look really strongly to get you into inpatient, and it's for your benefit.
I
your
understand.
family.
I promise.
Okay? We'll see you on January 10th at 10 o'clock.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio recalls Leroy Campbell, case number TRD 123025, TRD 122259 A and B, CRA 1027.
Okay, Mr. Campbell, here, you had a review hearing today.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm sorry. I got real tied up at work. I'm really sorry.
Okay, and are you making payment on your fine today?
Yes, sir, I have $60.
All right, see the clerk, that's all you got left to do is pay off your fine.
Yes, sir.
I understand you're doing well at RRS.
Yes, I am. I've actually switched over. I'm on the Sublocade shot now, so it won't be long. I'll be off everything altogether.
Okay, very good. We'll see you on your work, Mondays or Fridays?
It really doesn't matter. Anytime's fine. they're really lenient with me over this, so.
Okay. We'll make it February 7th.
Okay.
February 7th will be your next hearing.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
See the clerk to make your payment.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, the only thing we're waiting on is a hearing screen from Mr. Sanders.
Okay. Court will take a recess then. Person recess.
Okay. Well, it's not. Well, this is the one. And it says Jeremy Michael Cochran. And